Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to a review of the Lone Ranger Constitution Train Chase, set number 79111. This is a set that I wanted to get around the time of it being released, but never did because I kind of just dropped my love for this thing pretty quickly. But there are reasons as to why I wanted this. First of all, it's a different train set, so, new addition to the railway, very good. It has the dark green bricks, the same colour used for the Emerald Knight, so that was something I was kind of excited for. I wanted to try and put this together with my Emerald Knight. Sadly, that plan didn't happen, but the Emerald Knight expanding definitely worked, obviously. But this is still a cool set. I want to be able to get my hands on it, and I finally did. So this is something I acquired via an auction, as I did with many other sets that I got recently. So yeah, let's actually finally dig into this, because this is it's a really cool set. It's more of a play set as well, rather than something that you would, like the city stuff, rather than one that you would just like build up and put on your railway. This is something that you like just keep on the floor and play with for about an hour or so. Now, I don't know anything about the Lone Ranger, nor do I really care. I just wanted the train set, so if I say something wrong about this train, then I'm sorry. But again, I've made it clear, I'm not one for the story, I just want the train. So we have our cast of minifigures there on the box. You can't quite see the names properly, but if you've already got the set, then you know who's who. But I will say that these minifigures do look good. These three in particular, I like the suits. They look very dapper, and the hats as well. It's very good. Came with a horse as well, which was a bit shocking. Well, it's Wild West, actually, that makes sense. Never mind, scrap that. Again, I don't know what I'm doing, so it's fine. Every horse is smarter than Artax. If you don't know who Artax is, then don't waste your time. So there's almost something I want to show with these, because this is again one of the gimmicky sort of play sides to things, but this is something that I think is quite cool. Now, there's a lot of explosives and dynamite being thrown around this set, and one thing you can do is flick something and have it explode, like that. So dynamite sticks are attached to the side of some of these models, and the idea of you flicking something is supposed to represent the dynamite exploding. That's just a little rock sort of thing that's built up there, and I think that's really cool. I suppose that sort of detail would, give you an idea how to start sort of like the background and landmarking areas, because a lot of people want to be able to build up, like, if you've got like a long bit of track, but the side of it is all like open and plain, you want to be able to add some like rocks and shrubbery and whatever else there. So I suppose this would be a good way to get you started with that. Probably take away the dynamite and the fact that it can go like this. But yeah, I think that would be something to look forward to. It's definitely cool, if you're ever bored, you just see this and you just flick your finger down and it all explodes. It's pretty cool. Same with the water tower. I don't like it with the water tower though, because I'm definitely going to have to change this at some point. It's a very simple water tower, but I do like the looks of this. And again, because of all the dynamite, you can flick your little finger on this thing and it all falls over. There's the dynamite there. But I do think that's a pretty cool feature. And understanding that it's going to be, part of the story and whatever else, again with the Lone Ranger theme, that's cool. But for the hardcore, well, not hardcore, but for someone who likes to take this train sets a bit more seriously, this is something that will have to be modified. But all in all, this is a very cool water tower. I love the brown barrel at the top, it looks very old-timey. The grey sort of pillar pieces these are probably the best choice of bricks you could have put in. You could have made something brick built, but I think having this one tool singular piece is probably better. But yeah, all in all, nice piece. You get a big old tan piece as well, so if you're ever in a sandy sort of rocky area, that'd be a good thing to use. Right, let's get on to the locomotive and the rolling stock. Yeah, seeing as the loco's at the front, let's start with the train itself, why not? So this is not powered by power functions, and I think that's a good thing, because given how this set works, that it's very gimmicky and playfully, having power functions wouldn't be a good idea. But this does look very cool. Let me try and focus it one sec, here we go. So I love the way they've been able to articulate this sort of smaller area here. I think this is a bit too small, but then again, they probably could have done something to improve this. But this tends to be how Lego models are built nowadays, just quickly, very small. Look to the Hogwarts Express, so you know exactly what I mean. It's a bit terrible, but yeah. I'm also not a fan of how they've got these driver wheels really loose. There's no connecting, there's no piston rods connecting it all together. If you were to just smack a rod onto this, you can't guarantee that it will move in time, because these are attached by these Technic pins. Come on, there we are. Which allow them to move on their own. When I got the Toy Story Western Train Chase a long time ago, this had the same thing, and I tried to put a piece on just to try and connect all the wheels together, and it created a lot of problems. You can modify this, of course, if you wanted to allow piston rods to happen, but I don't think it would be recommended if you're going to keep it as is. If you're going to add piston rods, you may as well change the whole engine as well. There are some details I think that you should keep. For example, the front of the engine, I think looks absolutely amazing. I like the face they got going on with the front of the boiler. That's pretty cool. I love the lights as well. Big old funnel, the bell. Oh, that's a good looking bell detail. That really is a good looking bell detail. And the way the boiler is all just shaped, I think it's really well done. This is definitely one of the better trains that they've done, but then again, LEGO have done a lot of Western themed trains. When you look to this one and you look to the 2016 holiday train as well, it kind of takes that sort of similar shape, but it's just a lot smaller, which I think is a bit cheating. But for this engine, given that it's a proper Western theme, they've done this really well, and I'm happy with that. The cab is also well done as well. They've got some stickers going on here. They've got a mix between brown, dark grey and black, which is really good. I love this upside down building detail here. It's basically just a tiny little slope with a golden piece on it, and it's connected by this little sort of hand piece there. That's all connected as is, and it just stands there. It's really good. Looking inside the cab, there is a bit of detailing. It's hard to see. There we are. So it's got this big circular piece like you would put at the front of a boiler, but that's supposed to represent the door that keeps the fire. Hang on, let me get my words right. Fuck, what's it called? You know, it's the thing that keeps the fire in the boiler. The firebox, I think that's, yeah, let's go with that. Bloody Nora. You can tell I haven't done train videos in a very long time. But in all seriousness, yes, that is a nice detail, and I think, despite the fact that it's limited in detail in some areas, they went through the effort to actually get something in there, which is good. I like that. So the main engine itself, very good, but still could be better. Speaking of something that could be better, of course, tiny tenders. This is something that the new Hogwarts Express suffered from as well. And I think this one gets away with it because, again, the Western engines are smaller. So something like this I'm not too peeved about. So it has some good details, actually. If you look to the front, you see we've got some cylinder pieces. It's got some slope bricks there, and it has some round pieces on the top to act as coal, which is really good. This area opens up, and I suppose you could put like dynamite and whatever in there. It's, again, more of a plaything, which makes sense. There isn't actually anything in there for me, because, again, trying to take this a little bit, well, not serious, but, you know, a little bit less gimmicky. I've tried to, you know, just keep it clean. Constitution sticker on the side, very nice indeed. It's a shiny sort of sticker, like the silver piece that is underneath by the wheels. And on the back, we've got a couple of these handlebar things. It's these 1x4 rods that you can fit into a minifigure's hand. I suppose, again, that adds more to the fact that you could hold a minifigure onto there, and you'd be like, oh, you know, save me or whatever else. Again, I haven't seen Lone Ranger, nor will I ever. So if anyone does hang on to the back of the tender, then cool, I got that bit right. But if not, then oh well. So again, getting a whole look at the engine now, it looks really nice. It does look really good. And it also works in a way where they didn't bother with power functions, nor was it ever the intent. So being an engine that you could just push around like this, especially that it does come with track, as you see on the box there. A full loop's worth of curved pieces and 4 straight pieces. That's good. It's really kind of sticking with that fun side of things, which is good. I'd love to see this remade as a proper, like an expert sort of set. Like, if they were ever going to do, like, more Western trains in the future, take one of these and get it done properly. You have a Gatling gun as well. That can absolutely be remastered. Speaking of Gatling gun, let's get it, shall we? Aha. I love this thing. So, the gun itself has a handle on the side that you can turn. And it all works really well. Underneath is a... Oh well, there's two of these, one that it sits on and one that it covers up with all of the Tekkit details. It's nothing complicated, it's just a few cogs just sat adjacent to each other. And you can just put the handle on and turn it with ease. There's no like friction. I'm using next to no effort whatsoever just to get this thing to turn. That's a good thing as well, because if you're going to get younger people into playing with this set, they don't want to have to struggle with something like this, because Lego is, you know, fragile on its own. If someone's really tugging at this trying to get it to turn, it can lead to this being broken. One thing I also like is that the platform that it's sat on is something that can turn, but it's one of those ones where it kind of stays into a position. It's not loose, so once you turn it, it stays there. It's not going to flop around when you're moving this along the track, and that's very good. That's a really good take, actually. In front of this is a selection of boxes and gems and loot of the sorted range. Inside this one, I suppose this is supposed to be like gems, but they're all just silver, basically. Got swap hands. There we go. These look really nice. The two flat pieces actually look like ingots, which is a really good detail. And the other two spiky pieces are actually really old pieces. Which is, you know, something for me that, you know, I've seen these before, so it's not something that really stands out. But they are good pieces nonetheless, so that is quite nice to see them on, in this set. The wheels are spread out fairly evenly. I think that's a bit... At the base, it's like the whole thing itself looks a bit small. But I don't know how much bigger this would be. I mean, this probably is the best size, but the wheels just... They look too far apart for it to be proper, if you know what I mean. I think if the wheels were brought in one more each side, I think that would look a little bit better. But all in all, you got a Gatling gun, so stop complaining. Very cool stuff. Finally, let's get the second piece of rolling stock. The box car. It's a bit of a prison car as well, because it has this play feature again, all with a play feature. A lever on the top, where you can do this. Ah! Now that was cool. Did that a few times accidentally as well. Seeing as we got that wall off, let's have a look. So on the outside, so that would sit that way, is a stick of dynamite, which would make sense as you would use that to blow the actual wall off. On the other side is a selection of scratchings, which I would assume represents how many days someone's been trapped in there. Then this must act as a prison of sorts then. Again, I haven't seen Lone Ranger, I don't know if it actually does or not. But if it doesn't act as a prison of sorts, then it would be a bit stupid as to why this is here. Actually, I can back that up, because there is a... You can not really see this, but there is a grey, like a metal door there. Well, it's supposed to be like a metal door, like a prison door. So yeah, this must act as like a cell of some sort then. Like a transport cell. Yeah, I can see that actually, that's pretty good. I do like these light details as well. They're lamps of sorts, of basically just upside down on these handle bricks, and it looks really nice. It's a shame that they didn't really go beyond... I don't know how much further you can go with that. I mean, it's a small detail, but I'm pretty sure like other people out there have modified that to make it look a bit better. Probably put colours on the lamps or something, I don't know. You can get these really thin, like, light up bricks as well. I'm pretty sure someone's definitely modified this to make them light up. So we've seen it from the back, let's take a look from the side. So on the side there is plenty of space to get your minifigures in. I don't think there was a way for you to actually take off the roof. No, you can't, because of this sort of mechanism, and I suppose that makes sense. But even with this sort of section, you can't even do that, because there's one big tile piece going across there, essentially keeping it all together. Which is a bit of a bummer, because if people want to play with this, it can be a bit difficult having to get your fingers through, but I suppose if this is for younger people and they have smaller hands, it wouldn't be as much of a problem. But all in all, I think this is pretty good. It's a prison car, box car, whatever you want to call it. I suppose this is very gimmicky to this set as well. I don't think you could ever use this for anything else. I don't know, you probably could disguise this, you know, if you ever got something like a proper layout going on. You could bring this in as a box car, but disguise it to transport like illegal goods or whatever. Alright, fair enough. I'm sold. This has been a weird review, hasn't it? I've been very up and down about this. It's weird because I know that this is a toy, obviously, but it's a thing that is for children to play with, and they've done this really well with this set. Everything about this set is something that would keep you going and keep you playing for a long time. I'm very glad that it also came with track, because if a train set that doesn't come with track is a bit stupid. But the fact that you can keep that loop going, you can get things going like the water tower falling over, or try and capture someone with the exploding rock. You can play along with someone trapped in the boxcar with the Gatling gun. It's all good. It's all there. It works amazingly. It does what it does really well. And I can definitely try and do something to this set to make it fit on my railway more appropriately. But yeah, this is old. This is an old set. I don't know what the price is on average for Bricklink or any other website. So if you do want to try and get one of these, I'll leave that with you. But it has my absolute recommendation. It's a good set. Right. Again, that was a bit weird, wasn't it? Oh well. We've got plenty more videos to make. Right, so let's go on with those, shall we? Thank you all ever so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you all in the next episode. Bye!